Hi, my name is Shannon, and today I'm going to do a guided meditation on just opening a thought. So when we think a thought, we don't realize that sometimes that thought attracts another thought, and then all of a sudden it attracts another thought. And kind of like glue, all of a sudden, I start with one thought and 15 more come in, and it starts this snowball effect. And it's really hard to stop a thought once that snowball is getting bigger. So it starts really small, and then all of a sudden it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. The best thing to do before we roll the snowball down the hill and it keeps getting bigger is to think another thought, and maybe start to allow those thoughts to collect. And those are the thoughts that sometimes bring us hopefully joy and happiness. And if we can't disrupt a thought, the best thing for us to do is just go take a nap. Start from scratch, come inside, not build any more snowballs. So today we're just going to kind of go through finding a thought. And when you can find a thought and hold on to that thought for even just 16 seconds, that thought will build, and it will build on top of another thought. And all of a sudden, you start manifesting all of these amazing things in your life, and your mood changes, your behavior changes, things that come in, what you worry about, your anxiety, your stress changes, and it all starts here. And so we have to be aware of what we're thinking and what we're building. And, sometimes I try to put a label on it. If I have a negative thought and I know that I'm creating this snowball, put a label on it so you can give it, an identity and see that, oh yeah, I'm building something I don't want to keep. I don't want it to get bigger and bigger and bigger until it kind of takes me over. So I want you to come into a seated pose, just a comfortable seated pose. I am sitting in cross-leg. You can sit anywhere and find a quiet space and take a moment, close your eyes, and just start to see the thoughts that instantly wander into your head. And see if that is a thought you want to keep. And label it. If you are stressed about not having a job, you can label it fear of not having a job. And do I want to hold on to those thoughts? Now, if it's a good thought, hold on to it, but label it too. Label it what it is. This might be a good feeling thought. This might be a hopeful thought, a joyous thought. Now, if immediately something came into your thoughts that you don't want to think, sometimes it's harder to replace a bad thought with a good thought. And so what I do is I do what are called disruption exercises. And disruption exercises are where you think of things that have no meaning. Maybe a green square, a yellow triangle, a blue stick, couch, a shoe, a tree, green grass, the yellow sun, a flower. And just keep thinking these non-emotional thoughts until your mind is clear enough from the negative thought or the thought you don't want to keep to a thought that brings you happiness. Now, initially going from a bad thought to a good thought can be really stressful. And so sometimes I just start off thinking something funny, something that brings me joy. Maybe you saw a picture of a funny cat doing something, or your dog, or a child. Maybe it's someone you're related to. Maybe it's just a funny video that you saw that every time you think of it, it brings you joy. It makes you laugh. And so again, sometimes these are non-attaching thoughts, but the thoughts that put your body and your mind at ease. And what we're trying to do is just draw your attention from a negative thought to a non-important thought to a good feeling thought. And just see if you can find some of those good feeling thoughts. The thoughts that just make you smile a little bit. And then when that is comfortable, and you're thinking of those kind of fun thoughts, think of one thing that you can hold on to. And we want to hold on to it for about 16 to 20 seconds, just enough to allow your mind to really fixate on the emotion behind the thought. And again, it doesn't have to be important to you. It could be a video that you saw that makes you laugh. And if you're taking deep breaths, each breath might be 6 to 8 seconds in its entirety, from the inhale to the exhale. And so maybe just holding on to this better feeling thought for 3 to 5 breaths. And just see if you can keep holding on to that good feeling thought. Now, as you hold on to that thought, it might be joined by another good feeling thought. And again, it might be something that's important to you. It might be something that's realistic. It might be something that's not realistic. But make sure it makes you feel good. It makes you happy. It brings your body peace, and start tapping into the peace in your body. And again, see if you can hold on to that new good feeling thought for 3 to 5 breaths. And maybe noticing where in your body you start to feel this a little bit more. Notice as you hold on to some of these better feeling thoughts, if another good feeling thought joins it. And if a negative thought joins it, see if you can go back to thinking about those non-important things, shapes, colors, flowers, trees, things that don't hold attachment to you. To disrupt and just kind of distract the mind a little bit from gaining momentum. And if you're able to hold on to those good feeling thoughts, find one, hold on to it for 3 to 5 good breaths. And then maybe either keep holding on to that one or even expand on it. Almost as though you're writing a story, but you're holding on to each sentence for 3 to 5 breaths. And start to feel and recognize how it feels in the body. I find happiness in my life. I find joy in my life. I find abundance in my life through practice and even a little bit of discipline. Your mind has to be trained just like a dog. Like anything has to be trained, but I always kind of think of it like training a dog. And we do it through positive reinforcement and through awareness of action. And knowing that animals have a really short attention span, and we as people really do as well. And so to keep that attention span, it might just be that 16 to 20 seconds until we have to kind of think of something else. Now, if you do this long enough in your meditation, you start to get to a place that you'll feel comfortable with no thoughts. And when the thoughts wander in and out, you can kind of redirect the thoughts out. But attach yourself to the good feeling that resides in the body. It's as the thought leaves, the connection or the emotional euphoric result can stay in the body. The body gets the benefit of the good feeling thought, but has this sense of peace and rightness with where you are. And this comes from, and the reason I like to think of it as training a dog is the best trainers don't ever yell at their dogs. They reward them positively. They redirect them positively. Not through hitting or scolding or name calling. If we want to be a more positive person, if we want more abundance in our life, we have to start by being positive and abundant with our praise. We want less negative things, less negativity, less fear, anxiety, and yet we scold ourselves. We chastise ourselves. And we wonder why we have more negativity in our life. And so rewarding yourself, and if you get distracted, if your thoughts go to negativity, just redirect your attention from using those little cues that don't hold any emotional attachment to you. Now think of that good feeling thought, breathing it in. And just start to see how it feels in the body. And then walking your attention through your body, starting at the top of your head, immerse yourself in this good feeling thought. The whole head gets dipped or bathed in this thought. Your eyes see it. You breathe it in as though you have it. Your mind thinks you already own or have this good feeling. Whatever it is, it's already yours. Feel how it feels in your body to be in this presence, to have this thing. How your life feels because you have this good feeling thought already. Notice how it feels in the shoulders. Maybe the weight of the shoulders feels more relaxed because you already possess whatever your thought is. It's already yours. The heart, how the heart feels so full and open. Because this thing is yours. How the spine feels a little straighter. How you can stand a little taller, sit a little taller. How the arms relax a little bit more, the elbows relax, the wrists, the fingers. Because there's no tension in your body. There's no need because this good feeling thought is yours. What you ask for, you've received. The hips feel relaxed. The legs feel less tense. The knees feel relaxed. The shins, the calves, the feet, the toes. The whole body feels at ease because whatever you've asked for is already yours. Breathe it in as though you own this thing. You live this thing. You possess this thing. It could be health, love, prosperity. It could be an actual thing. It could be the health of another person. whatever it is, it already belongs to you. And just notice how the body takes on this persona, this relaxed state. Feel this. Bask in it. Swim in it. Breathe it into every cell and pore of your body. And then you can stay in this state for a little longer. But be aware that this reality starts with a feeling. It starts with changing your thoughts and holding on to those thoughts as long as you can. Minimum 3 to 5 good breaths. And see if these thoughts can be joined by other thoughts until that snowball effect takes over. But allow the snowball to go in the direction you want it to go, not in the direction you don't want it to go. And it's a practice. You know, it takes your attention and your time. It doesn't take a lot of time. Literally, you can sit down for 4 good breaths and hold on to that thought for as long as you can until you go on and move forward. And so, thank you so much for joining me today. You are my good feeling thought, each and every one of you, and watching and knowing that hopefully during this period of time that we are all connected, even though we're not together, we're not connected. So I love each and every one of you truly from the bottom of my heart, and I'm so very grateful. So namaste.